Sharks, possibly the world's scariest predator. They come in many forms, shapes, and sizes. Great white, tiger, hammerhead, Mark Cuban. After Steven Spielberg's Jaws came out in the summer of 1975, people have been absolutely obsessed with viewing sharks on TV and in movies. So about 2 weeks ago, late at night, Chrissy and I were looking for something to watch, and I was scrolling through Disney+. We both really like good nature documentaries like Planet Earth 2, Our Planet, all of the ones that are usually made by the BBC. So while scrolling, I clicked on National Geographic and saw that there was a section of shark shows. So I want to show you all the shark shows that I saw. I was looking for some very good quality nature documentaries, and the titles of shows that I saw were interesting, to say the least. We've got a normal one, Shark Beach with Chris Hemsworth. Then we've got the Shark Attack Files. Okay, not too bad. Then we have 700 Sharks. Big Sharks Rule, Great Shark Chowdown, Journey to Shark Eden, Killer Shark vs. Killer Whale, Shark vs. Surfer, Shark vs. Whale, What the Shark, Most Wanted Sharks, Sharkano, Rogue Shark, Shark Gangs. And I just thought with those titles, some of them have to be bad. So I looked into it, and yeah, some of them are. I was very confused when I clicked on the show Most Wanted Sharks. My expectation is probably yours currently. Based on any Most Wanted show for people, you'd think they probably found sharks who attacked humans or who have famously attacked other sharks or animals and wanted to talk about like the most dangerous sharks out there. And that's not what that show is.
They're fast. They're smart, and they fascinate us like no other creatures on Earth. Like a celebrity shark with her adoring public. A Twitter star that catches big air.
Sorry, did you say a celebrity shark and a Twitter star?
A hammerhead social media sensation. And a giant that blew up the internet.
Okay, my first question to you guys is, do you know who any of these sharks are? Am I saying these sharks are irrelevant online? Yes. How many Twitter followers do they have? Less than me. Also, I'm verified now. Are they? No.
We're diving deep in search of what makes them so sensational.
So the deal with Most Wanted Sharks is they use this weird narration to make sharks seem like social media celebrities rather than sharks. Animals in the ocean that don't know what the internet is. I am confident though if I showed a dolphin TikTok, it would like kind of know what it is.
A select few have reached superstar status, like Bullet.
So they introduce us to a shark named Bullet, and the narration, like I said, is just bizarre.
When some aggressive fans get in her face, she goes full diva, attempting to devour the solid aluminum shark cage.
Like what we're seeing is a shark bite a cage of people. She's not going full diva. She's a shark.
Videos of this bad girl performance racked up over 500,000 views.
I think we can all agree that 500,000 views is not a lot on the internet anymore. This shark got 14,000 followers on Twitter. Yeah, that's not that much anymore. The show then introduces us to Lucy, who has a distinctive tail wound.
Unlike other female great whites, Lucy returns to Guadalupe Island every year. And that is because she has not given birth yet.
Fans don't know for sure why Lucy's still not a mom. It could be that male sharks are turned off by her misshapen fin.
Hey, leave Lucy alone. What the hell, dude?
Or maybe Lucy hasn't yet met Zapata, the most famous and recognizable male great white of Guadalupe Island.
Lucy is what her fans like to call a fugly shark. But Zapata, that's a hot, fuckable shark. If you were double dog dared to go on a date with a shark, it for sure would be this shark. If I had to kiss a shark, and no one's asking me to. It would be Zapata. Oh my god, guys, stop. You're so embarrassing. Most Wanted Sharks isn't terrible, but it definitely seems intent in personifying these animals as social media stars. And I don't know, it's just like, it just feels gross to watch. But the show isn't too bad. The other show I wanted to introduce you to is way worse. As I was looking for shark shows that I would enjoy talking about, I thought, oh, what are some of the worst programs Shark Week has ever put on? And one of them on the list is a show called Great White Serial Killer. I know that sounds like I made it up, but it's real. It's from 2013 and it aired as a Shark Week episode. We start with a title card that says a serial killer murders for psychological reasons. A shark kills to eat, which immediately means the great white is not a serial killer. The intro to the episode proves the title of the show wrong instantly before we even start.
Somewhere off the California coast, there's a predator on the loose. A giant with a mysterious past.
The beginning of the show introduces you to the idea that there is one single shark that killed 2 people, one in 2010 and one in 2012, at Surf Beach in Santa Barbara County, California. Now, you'll come to see that there's no proof it's one shark. So they're just kind of lying in the beginning.
Has a tiny California beach become the hunting ground of a serial killer?
I can tell you right now, as someone who is not an expert, it's not a serial killer.
Today, Surf Beach in Lompoc, California, is deserted. A ghost town haunted by terrifying memories of 2 lost souls. But one man is determined to paddle out anyway. Like so many local surfers, Brandon McMillan can't go back in the water without being very afraid.
Those Brandon seems to make himself out to be a hero for going out and surfing on a beach where a ton of people have surfed, but only 2 people have died to shark attacks. And then he says this.
All I can think about when I was out there were the guys that were attacked here. I came back on shore with all arms and legs, and I'm still scared to death.
Like, dude, people died, okay? Don't come back and be like, I have all my arms and legs. Unlike the people who got killed by sharks here, and I'm still scared. This is about me now.
Brandon's obsession with the Surf Beach killings has propelled him on a personal mission to find out if one shark could be responsible for both deaths. And if so, why?
So they want to find out if one shark was responsible for both deaths. Not in a way of just finding out for science, but to paint that shark as a serial killer. They're doing a serial killer investigation for an ocean animal. The editing and cinematography of this show is already insane. The show will flash white to a shark coming at the camera like you're being attacked by one. And while they're interviewing experts, they'll have this crazy interrogation looking footage.
How do these attacks at Surf Beach compare to other attacks you've investigated?
In 50 years of analyzing shark attacks along the Pacific coast, these 2 were the most violent.
Brandon, he's an expert. Why are you pacing around him like you're interrogating him for a crime? Also, why is it so blue? Chill on the color correction. Oh my god. So before we let Brandon continue, I saw them introduce him not as a shark expert, but a local surfer.
Like so many local surfers, Brandon McMillan can't go back in the water without being very afraid.
I gave Brandon a quick Google and saw that Brandon is a celebrity dog trainer and Emmy-winning host of Lucky Dog on CBS.
Do you come? Come here. I don't know what kind of come that was.
He's not a shark expert. He's not a detective. He's a dog trainer and celebrity TV personality. Now, I'll let you decide for yourself, but personally, I think the next part of the documentary is in the most poor taste out of anything in it. I don't want to put too much blame on Brandon McMillan. He's the host, but he might have had no control over the edit of this thing or the direction it went in. It could be Discovery. It could be the editor. It could be the director of the project. But Brandon interviews 2 people. Each of them were a friend to one of the victims. And it seems like they got really meaningful conversations about this horrific event where they watched their friends die.
Swam over and helped him in.
was a really good day to the worst day of my life.
Cause of death, massive wound to the torso.
But the editing seems so disrespectful. Flashes of scary sharks, music cutting off their stories to dramatize everything. It just feels really gross to watch.
And again, Ralph determined that the killer was a great white, 16 feet or larger. Researchers estimate that there are only 220 great white sharks in California waters.
So they guess that the great white is 16 feet or longer, and that there are 220 sharks in the California waters, but only a handful could be that big. This means it still could be multiple sharks. There's no proof so far that it was one shark, yet they continue to pretend it the whole time.
Did one brazen shark commit both of these attacks? If so, what was the motive?
What was the motive? What was the motive of the shark? I'd guess to eat, maybe, or to kill. Do you think it's gonna be relationship disputes? Do you think it's gonna be the person that they attacked reminded them of their mother? There's no motive other than kill or eat. And you're not gonna find it out because you're not gonna get a confession from the shark. Great White Serial Killer is also a masterclass in manipulative editing. Brandon heads to an island off the coast of New Zealand that is known to have a ton of great white sharks. And he speaks to a guy that's worked with sharks for over 8 years. His name, please note it, is Peter Scott. There was a shark attack in New Zealand, and Brandon is trying to pin it that maybe the sharks in front of them killed somebody. Watch the way, and I'm not gonna touch the edit, watch the way they edit out his response when he starts to say that it's probably not true.
You guys had a shark attack recently up in Auckland. Do you think it's the same sharks up there that hang around this island right here that did the attack?
Possibly it was one that was migrating through.
Do you see a lot of patterns in these sharks?
The way they quickly cut off somebody who knows what they're talking about really shows that they're really trying to push a narrative about sharks in this documentary. And I looked up Peter Scott, and an article came up because in this documentary, they go over a shark named Slash. Slash is a bit aggressive, and they think it's because he has this really kind of gross scar that he got from a hook. It looks pretty gnarly. And Peter Scott, like we saw in the documentary, was interviewed about Slash and the documentary. He says, given the amount of sharks that live here, we have minimal numbers of attacks. Drowning statistics were far worse than shark fatalities, and Scott believed any attack was a genuine mistake on the shark's behalf. This dude does not think there is a serial killer shark swimming around in the waters, and he's worked with them for 8 years. But Brandon, the dog trainer, does, so maybe we should trust him. I mean, you're not gonna work on Lucky Dog and also lie. It's Lucky Dog, the Emmy award-winning Lucky Dog. So he tries to insert himself into this investigation.
You get 2 attacks on basically the exact same date, 2 years apart. Do you find that strange?
It's a freaky coincidence.
What about 2014? What if it happens again?
And somehow manages to get the police to agree to test a tooth fragment from the first attack and see if there's DNA on it to get more information on the shark. But unfortunately, it's too small to get any DNA from it. So then they say this line.
Unfortunately, the fragments are just too small. Once again, the killer shark stays one step ahead of the investigation.
It's not the Zodiac Killer. It's just a shark that at this moment of recording was just probably swimming in the ocean, maybe eating a fish or two. It's not there plotting and writing letters to a local paper with puzzles and going, oh, the police can't catch me. It's a shark. Did you ever consider that it's just a shark? So the shark remains one step ahead of the investigation until a crucial discovery after talking to an expert on shark migration.
So it's not uncommon for white sharks to keep coming back to the same places then?
No, in fact, they do show a lot of site fidelity and a rather closed timetable.
Especially pregnant females.
Oh my God, I knew it. This whole time, we've been looking for a Ted Bundy shark, but all along, it's been under our nose. It's a woman. I should have known. And worse, it's a mommy shark. There's no killer you can trust less than a mommy shark, and we all know it. Listen, if this were a daddy shark, it would just want to wear backwards caps and drink beer and watch the game. How do I know that? Because I too am a local California surfer, which means I know what I'm talking about. Because what is science when you really think about it? You read a bunch of books and were taught by experts, and now you know more than me? Somebody who's done zero research but is really confident in myself? I've worked on myself and am now really proud and in a good mental space? You think you can combat that with math and books? No.
Although white sharks migrate up and down the Pacific coast, they tend to congregate at specific locations. We call these locations anchor points.
Anchor points. Yes. I'm not calling a white shark a serial killer, but serial killers use anchor points.
Yes, they do.
Now, I'm not saying that great whites and serial killers are exactly the same, but serial killers have been known to be in California. Do you know what touches California? The ocean. Do you know what lives in the ocean? The Martin Scorsese fish from Shark Tale, but more importantly, sharks. Both existing in the waters touching California or on land in California. Am I saying these two are the same? No. But am I saying that the Venn diagram of sharks and serial killers just became a complete circle? Absolutely yes. Overall, as you can see, this documentary is just really dishonest. Later, they even talk to a criminologist, and look at how he reacts to the theory they have.
Everything you're telling me leads me to believe that this could have been the same shark killing these two people. Would that be a legitimate theory?
Well, it's a theory, it's a possibility, but
What do you think is happening at Surf Beach?
And yes, they do try and make some kind of scientific theory later that I'm not sure is good at all, but I can't pick apart because I'm not an expert. It has to do with a chemical in the water near Surf Beach that could attract more sharks through prey. But I think what a lot of people's big problem with these programs is that it makes sharks out to be these horrible killers when they're just animals. Yes, they're predators, but they're not Jaws. They're not planned killers who are preying on people. And it's irresponsible, especially on a stage as big as Shark Week, to make programs like that. Especially when sharks can be so important to certain ecosystems, and it doesn't help people defend against things like shark finning when you make the public think that they should be taken out for their own safety. It's irresponsible, and especially don't get a guy who hosts a dog show to do a shark show. Also, even though I make that joke, I don't think it's fair to put the blame of this entire documentary on Brandon McMillan. I have no idea how much he wanted to go in the direction of a serial killer. I mean, he definitely was part of it, but it seems like he works with animals all the time, so I'm not gonna make him out to be somebody who doesn't care about animals at all and put the weight of shark finning on this one documentary. Anyways, thank you for watching my channel. If you like my content, I also post fully edited video essays with my brother Tony on our channel Burback. The last one was on Lego Star Wars, so if you're interested, the link will be in the description below. And now it's sponsor time. Hey guys, it's me again from a second ago. This episode was sponsored by ShipStation. Everyone say thank you, ShipStation. We actually use ShipStation for shipping Yikes merch. Do you ship things online? Well, you made it through the holiday rush. Congratulations. But now's not the time to start slacking on shipping your customers' orders and exchanges. Am I getting smaller as I'm reading this ad? Sorry, going crazy. With ShipStation, you can save time by funneling all your orders into one simple interface, no matter where you're selling. I really feel like I'm getting smaller. You can manage every order, Amazon, eBay, Etsy, or on your own website from anywhere, even your phone. See, I still can't tell. You can save money when you compare carrier options and choose the best shipping solution every time. ShipStation works with every character, so you can always find the best fit for you. You can save your sanity. Am I going insane? I really feel like I'm getting smaller. I feel it physically in my body, like my bones are getting tiny. You can save your sanity, knowing your orders are handled and you're getting the best rates. Make shipping the easy part of having an online store. You have bigger ideas to think about. You can ship more in less time. Just go to shipstation.com/Eddie Burback. That's Eddie with a Y. don't get it wrong like people do on Twitter, to get a 60-day free trial. That's 2 months of free, no hassle, stress-free shipping. That's ShipStation.com/Eddie Burback. Make ship happen, guys, because it sounds like shit. That's a good one. Am I shrinking? I feel like I'm shrinking. Am I going crazy?